Sing it with me, y'all. Craft Club, Craft Club. We're all gonna craft at Kevin's Craft Club. You will craft, and I will craft, and we'll all craft because it's Craft Club. Okay, let's get into it. We are reading my Christmas movie script. Really, really old. It's one of my first scripts, like way back in the day, and now let's just get into it because this is actually taking way longer than I thought it would. So, Act 1. Mrs. Betty, she has gone through something life-altering. We don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but we don't know what it is. And she has these gifts now. And let's see, what else can we remind you? There is a pie shop that she owns and works as Mrs. Betty's Pies. And so she's maybe thinking about selling it. The town is dependent on pies, especially Mrs. Leonard's. And so she has these presents that she's going to open. And she just had a photography flashback. She was a photographer with her love, Ben. And they have, he's given her a camera and some film. So let's see what else is in these little presents. This is Act 2 of 9. Get on board, y'all. This is what we're doing. I hope it's getting you into the Christmas spirit. I hope you're crafting or crocheting and just listening. It's like a radio play. It's a radio play, except it's just me. There's no other actors. It's just me. And I'm not even real. I'm schmacting right now. Okay. Act 2. Interior, inside. Betty's house. Living room, night. Betty is lying on the couch watching TV. She flips through the channels restlessly. She looks at the gifts at the table. Maybe just one. Betty takes a small gift. She opens it and reveals an old leather notebook. She opens the book. Ben enters. Oh, my book of poetry. Ben sits beside her. Is that romantic? A book of poetry from a straight man? I'm a homosexual writing straight characters. Is this accurate? Do you feel these are heterosexual characters? Okay. Betty opens the book and flips through the pages of handwritten poems. I never was very good. I thought you were good. That's because they were all about you. Betty flips through the pages. Flashback. Interior, college classroom day. Young Ben and young Betty sit together at a desk in the back of the class. They talk in hushed tones, not paying attention to Professor Hollingsworth, who is lecturing at the front of the room. Young Ben has his notebook on the desk in front of them. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's nothing. Just something I've been working on. Really? Now I'm very curious. Young Betty grabs the book. Young Ben tries to stop her, but fails. Young Betty flips through the pages. She stops on one of the pages and starts to read. When I see your lovely face, how I love you, I dare not say. For I don't know what I would do if you didn't feel the same way too. But one day you'll know, I believe. I hope you'll feel the same as me. 'Cause just one kiss I'd want for more, and I would be forever yours. Young Betty smiles. Young Ben looks away embarrassed. It's cheesy, not good at all. Young Ben grabs at the book, but Betty pulls it away. I love it. Young Ben relaxes and smiles. Well then, I knew it was good all along, and I'm glad you liked it. From the front of the class, Professor Hollingsworth clears his throat and looks in their direction. Ben? Betty? Is there something you want to share with the class? Oh, no, Professor Hollingsworth. Just going over the notes from yesterday. Professor Hollingsworth looks at them suspiciously, but then returns to the lecture. Young Ben and young Betty slide into their seats, giggling quietly. As I was saying, the contrast factor has a lot to do with the lighting. And a flashback. Interior, Betty's house, living room. We return to the previous scene where she's just opened. She saw the book, brought her into the flashback. We're out of it now. We used to get into so much trouble. I'm trying to do the voices. Is it helping the clarity? I mean, let me know in the comments. We used to get into so much trouble. It was worth it. Pause. Are these gifts cheering you up at all? Yes, I do believe a bit better, I think. Good. Betty is suddenly sleepy. I think I'll just rest my eyes if that's okay. Of course, my love. Betty closes her eyes and falls asleep. Now we go to Tracy's house. Tracy, of course, is Betty's daughter. She's very high strung. This is her bedroom evening. The bedroom is modernly furnished, very neat and tidy. It is small enough that it just fits a bed and a side table. Tracy is in bed reading a magazine. Mike, that's her husband, I believe. No, boyfriend? Boyfriend? Yes, boyfriend. What was it in Act 1? It's her boyfriend. Boyfriend. Mike enters the room in his pajamas. So, wait, what was his voice? It was a straight man's voice. Straight. I'm straight. So, Bob says there's an opening at Vesters and Sons, junior associate. Not great pay at first, but enough. Is that the office in East Lakeview? No, the one downtown in the Loop. Oh. When does it start? It starts in the new year. Mike flops into bed. I could go back and start, and then you could join me when you're ready. That would be tough. Long distance? We haven't been apart that long in a while. Well, it's just an option. I mean, we are going back to Chicago eventually, right? That's still the plan. Yes, I think. Mike gets serious. Is my proposal still a maybe? Yes. He's proposed. Okay. Is my proposal still a maybe? Sorry, it's just such a weird time. Mike looks disappointed. Well, don't wait too long. We can't put our lives on hold forever. Mike gets into bed and turns off the light. Tracy lies awake, thinking. See, this is like, it's not supposed to be a funny movie. Like, it's supposed to be super cheesy. Like, remember, I'm going for like Lifetime Hallmark, like not like very simple, like not even the funny stuff, just kind of more on the drama side. But I'm also not a drama writer. I predominantly do comedy. Anyway, okay. I don't know where I'm trying to justify this because I'm reading you some of my earliest work before I knew how to write, and I've since written for so many TV shows, and I'm like, this is very vulnerable. Okay. Interior, Betty's house, living room, the next morning. Betty wakes up alone in the same clothes she was in the day before. The room is still a mess and the presents are on the table. She looks at her wristwatch. It reads 4:45 a.m. She tests her breath in her hand and grimaces at the smell. She sniffs her shirt disapprovingly. She stands up and heads towards the back of the house. Interior, Betty's house, bathroom, a little later. Betty stands in front of the fogged mirror in a robe post-shower. Her hair is wet. She applies makeup. She finishes and inspects her face. Interior, bedroom, a little later. The bed is untouched from the night before. Betty pulls outfits from the closet and lays them on the bed. She decides on a dress and puts it on. She inspects herself in the mirror. Interior, Betty's house, living room, a little later. Betty enters the room. She's now wearing her jacket and holds her purse. She looks over at the coffee table and eyes the presents. She walks over and picks up another present and shakes it. Ben enters. Morning, my love. Betty takes the present and sits down on the couch. Ben follows. Betty shakes the present first and then begins to open it. You look beautiful. I thought I'd clean up a bit. Betty opens the box. Inside, there is a coupon that says 1 movie pass and a logo that says Townie Cinema. For a night at the theater. Date night? And I believe that It's a Wonderful Life is playing. Our favorite movie. Flashback! I think I added a lot of flashbacks because the script wasn't long enough. And also, when I'm writing these, the other thing that I forgot to mention is when you're writing Christmas movies specifically, they are so cheaply made that you have to write it with the least amount of sets possible or the least amount of reuses. So if you're like, he flies a plane, that better be the whole movie because that's the whole budget. Like, these movies are filmed in 10 days, and usually movies are filmed in like 3 months, and they do it in 10 days. I'm telling you, one take wonder. They want it to be simple, okay? So, I was trying to extend this a little bit. Flashback, movie theater night. A movie theater on a busy Chicago street. The marquee reads, now playing, It's a Wonderful Life. There is snow on the ground, and people rush around with shopping bags and a large overcoat and winter attire. Young Betty is standing in front of the theater with the camera. She shoots pictures of the shoppers walking by. From afar, she sees young Ben walking towards her through the crowd. He wears a winter coat and a scarf. She smiles and takes pictures of him as he approaches. Are you taking pictures of me? I'm taking pictures of the street. You just happen to be in the way. Young Ben looks around nervously and then kisses young Betty on the cheek. What are the chances one of my classmates will catch us? I'd say very unlikely. They're off at the clubs drinking and dancing. We're watching an old black and white movie. But just to be sure, young Ben wraps his scarf around his face and looks around playfully as if he's a spy. Young Betty laughs. Young Ben wraps his arm around young Betty and she snuggles in. Thanks for asking me out. Oh, no. No, he says. That's him. Thanks for asking me out. It's the least I could do after you lent me your camera all these weeks. She still has No, young love. Okay. Oh, so is this a pity date then? Maybe. They laugh and head into the theater. And a flashback. We go back into Betty's house living room. Current day. It's our annual tradition. We used to watch that movie every year, even after Tracy was born. But then she grew up and moved away. Luckily, she's back. Lucky for you, she's been pestering me constantly. She's just worried about you. Betty stands up. Well, I have to get to work. I don't want to make Ricky wait. He can be a real pain in the morning. I'll see you after work for the movie then. Betty. Maybe. Oh, love. Okay. Betty leans down and kisses Ben on the cheek and begins to exit. But then Betty turns around and picks up the camera, putting it into her purse. She looks at the presents on the coffee table and chooses a small present and puts it into her purse. I saw that. What? I'm saving it for later. Betty laughs and exits. Interior, Mrs. Betty's Pie's kitchen later. Betty is making pies. She's scooping filling into the pie crust. She has several finished pies on the counter in front of her, and the oven is already baking pies. Ricky enters sleepily. He looks around confused. Mrs. Betty, you're here early? I thought I'd try and catch up so we don't run out of pies and Tracy doesn't yell at you again. Thank you. That Tracy can be quite pushy. All those years in the Windy City can get to you. I would know. Ricky looks Betty up and down. He suddenly has a burst of energy. You look fantastic. What's different? What did you do? Whatever do you mean? Don't be all coy with me. You're wearing makeup. And that dress, it matches your eyeliner. Now, Ricky, stop being so silly with all your compliments. Betty spins around like a supermodel. This is such a lovely color on you, Mrs. Betty. Now, no flirting with the boss, Mrs. Ricky. No flirting with the boss, Ricky. I will try, Mrs. Betty. Now, get to work. I've already filled these pies here, but there are a few more crusts waiting in the fridge. Yes, Mrs. Betty. Ricky puts on an apron and hairnet. Betty opens her purse and pulls out the camera. She begins to take pictures of Ricky as he fills the camera. As he fills the pies. Ricky's filling the pies, not the camera with pie fillings. Okay. Ricky responds in turn by posing like a supermodel as we see the freeze frames of Ricky holding the pies in various stages. I didn't know there would be paparazzi this morning. I mean, a little less gay than I'm doing it. I'm just like bringing out the gay character in myself. He's supposed to be like nondescript, like people would be like, oh, he's super friendly, you know, but you can't have queer people in Christmas movies back during this time and now continuing now. I know there are one or two. People are going to be like, there's one or two, right? But there was a time when they were really pushing queer and diverse stories, and they're not doing that anymore. They're doing the one or the two so that they can check it off the list and not piss off too many people because they're like, it's only 1 out of 30. Okay, that's the end of the rant. Here we go. We're back into Mrs. Betty's pie store. We're still there, but this is a little bit later. The store is filled with pies. Tracy enters with Mike, her boyfriend, fiance, oblivious to the pies. So, I'll see you after work and we can discuss this more. I don't need to discuss this more. I have to wait. It's not a good time. You can go, but know it will be long distance. I don't know if I can do that. I moved here for you, but we have to think about our future. Tracy notices the pies. Her shocked expression cuts Mike off. Wait, what? She looks around the room. Ricky swings through the kitchen door, holding more pies. Good morning, Tracy. Ricky sees Mike and his face hardens. Oh, and Mike. What is going on here? Oh, nothing. We've just been making pies as usual. Is my mother in there? Betty enters through the kitchen door holding her camera. Well, of course, dear. What did you think? I made all of these pies myself, as if. But, okay, but it's 9 o'clock. This looks like twice as many pies as you made yesterday. Yes. So annoying. Old Miss Leonard's doesn't come in here an hour before closing time complaining. Oh. Yes. So annoying old Miss Leonard's doesn't come in here an hour before closing time complaining about how there's no more pies left. Okay. That was a bad reading of that, but you got what I was saying. Betty holds up her camera and takes pictures of Mike and Tracy. Mom, what are you doing? Capturing the moment, dear. Nice camera, Mrs. Betty. Very retro. Betty looks at the camera. I guess. It was new back in my college days. Did you find that in storage? So many questions, Tracy. Yeah, Tracy, so many questions. I'm just confused. And are you wearing makeup? My client will be answering nothing else. This interrogation is over. Ricky takes Betty by the shoulder and they pretend to huff off as they head back to the kitchen. Bye, Mrs. Betty. You look lovely today. What was that? They were just having a little fun. This is a bakery. Baking isn't fun. Mike looks at his watch. Look, I have to get to the office, but we need to talk more about this. I'll see you at dinner. Mike kisses Tracy on the cheek. Yeah, see you at dinner. Mike exits. Tracy looks around the room at all the pies. End of Act 2. What did you think? Oh my gosh, what is happening? Are we pulled into the story or are we distracted by my terrible performances, my schmacting? Anyway, in the next episode, we will read Act 3 of 9. But I hope y'all are enjoying it. Put in the comments if you're pulled into the story or not. This has been another episode of Craft Club. We're all gonna craft at Kevin's Craft Club. You will craft and I will craft and we'll all craft at Betty's Pie Shop.